This is, hopefully it'll be good and visual. I'm doing it as a selfie. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's better shown that I've talked about. Early on in the book, there's a lot of use of a chord, the D chord. The D minor chord. The D7 chord. There's also a D major 7 chord. And D over G. Actually, that's not D over G. This is D over G. Sorry. Anyway, that would be G7. Anyway, so there's that chord, and then there's this chord, the E major, which has these notes on top, and the E minor, which has these notes on top. You can change the key or the chord you're playing by moving up or down the neck. So you'd have have to think of it as like you use this finger, your middle finger, and then you just bring up your index across, and that just changes that chord. So you can invert, you can play up and down the neck, being other chords. It's a shape. It happens to be the shape. It's common, and if you remember, and after a while, you just remember that your hand remembers to just go. Without thinking about it, that's probably why blind people could play. Your hand, you can tell by the frets and everything where your hand needs to be. And then there's this one, which I showed already. Sound. Well, you can bar that is. Which is in major 7 shape. The D. So this goes, and it just stays 2 away. Same thing with the dominant. Up here would be an A7. Or the one I have trouble with is you have to play it open, you just switch your fingers around. Two, first and pinky on this. That I can do, but then it gets like, that's where I run into problems. Barring it, it's like you have to somehow have you can go anyway. You're supposed to be able to play this with this note going up with it. It's the D shape. Bar chord's a D shaped scale. It's all related. Every chord, there's a reason why you have a cage system. It has to do with fretboard logic. The basic chord shapes are E, D, C, A, and G. And there's an interesting correlation between the A and the G. You have, and these notes are, which is these three notes fretted to up. So this would be barring a G shape. I don't know, the ones that I've used most often is your E, which kind of goes up like, right, you switch these three fingers and then you're ready to go to pop this one in. Do the same thing with a minor. A, which I learned growing up is doing this. With a minor, which I learned growing up like this. There is a way, and I struggle with it, to do this one. It's like, it's like a half bar, and that's in a lot of the early diagrams where you're going. This one, sorry. Keep going. That brings up this note along with these. It's your half bar E major. So, I mean, in theory, you could do this. Which is like barring across these notes and then putting these three fingers 2 frets up. But you use these interchangeably, and I used to do it all the time on the first few strings. You might do something where I'm doing an E shape and go up. And I figured out this one. This one. combine them. I learned like Blitzkrieg Bop and a lot of songs like power chords. Root, fifth, root. But like chords you can go. Same kind of ideas like Chuck Berry. So well, but he could play the guitar just like ringing a bell. Go, go, go! 1-4-5, most useful chord progression. In the beginning book, you see 1-4-5 a lot. You know, like 1, 4, 5, 7, 1, 4, 1, 4, 5, 7. Another chord thing that's used commonly, you would have 1, 6, E minor, same key, 4, or in C it would be you'll see, and these are the chords that have to do with the major scale: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. In relation to, you have the 6th chord, and the 1 chord, which is D, the 6th chord, which is E minor, which you're playing down, but it's actually Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, di, do. There would be also, instead of playing the 4, you're playing the 2, so you get E7, actually, more likely. A minor 7. Two, 5, 1. Playing it perfect, but that's just awesome. Jazz, play it like this. Play minor 7 like this. If you go from here to here, that's a 2-to-1. You see this in jazz and in rock. I have 5 chord. You can play 2, but you can also do this way. Shorthand. Go. Change your hand around to play a maybe 1 chord would be a major 7. It always is. This is 1 chord. 1 chord, 4 chord. The 2 chord. Each individual string can be played as a scale. F major, F, G, A, E flat, C, E, F. Phooey. And you do it up here too, the next one up. B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat, E flat, E flat, F, G, A flat. Wait. Crap. Yeah, that's right. Or open. Just like going to E, which you do. So you're doing this as damn it, I'm screwing it up. It's harder than it seems. I'm just plowing too much. But so you go E, to here, whole note to here, half note to here, whole note to here, whole note to half note, back to the octave, over the 12 strings. And it's the same thing with every string, right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Another way is to, like, you got your, think of the guitar as a giant C scale. That's how you usually learn the beginning cadence. But you can really, I mean, it's all, the notes would be all the white keys on piano. So literally it'd be like E. You could start with E. It's a mode technically, but that's beside the point in some ways. And it's actually, anyway, never mind that one. Yeah, I mean, what you do, you get there, you play your C scale here. This opens. Play C up here. Damn it, I don't usually play scales anymore. I just don't think about them anymore. Or just get your way around a neck. Let's try this again. A shape. It's always like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, 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 do. And if you don't get that sound, you're playing it wrong. You also remember the D shape. I think it's this. I don't remember anymore because I haven't done it that way in so long. But the point is to learn it that way and then just use it without thinking. I mean, it's like I'm more likely to play stuff in and around a chord. think of chords and the notes that play around them more than this point. Kind of just remember like the scale tones I need around the chord I'm playing. Anything kind of minor feel. Okay. Under pentatonic. Know that up here that's the relative major chord in that key. Just like that's E shape. So is this. And that's G shape. And so is this. Same on this one. That's a D, right? Playing D minor. The F here. F, D, E, F. We're actually playing a C-shaped minor chord relative, or a major chord, my bad, Jesus, to the minor. But you have that idea of bard. Practice strumming. Or even like I've seen players like Wilco Johnson do it. Really is so connected. It's hard to regiment it. I mean, the idea of learning all the regimented stuff anyway, and the different way, scales and shapes and things, isn't to memorize all the shapes and scales and things. It's really to get your hand used to playing all the shapes you need for. You're developing muscle memory, training your hand. To not have to think about it. Close your eyes and you can play it. You're not looking at your hand the whole time, which you really don't want to do for a lot of reasons. You might be reading some music, and if your head is buried in there, you'll miss the cues. Or you're playing with other people and they use visual cues to tell you when to change chords, and if your head's buried watching your hands or shoegazing, it's like you'll miss it and the song will change parts and you won't. And sometimes it just sounds terrible. I mean, sometimes you can get away with it, and sometimes songs have been written where that's deliberately happening. But if you're playing, say the other part changes to it, it will clash. You'll just look like an idiot. So it's like you want to be like playing, watching another guitar player. What are you playing? Right, and then what's the next chord? Oh, it's this. I mean, it's like some song. I know a song. I just learned it. It's like. And it took me a while to get my hands to do it. So I practiced it. And then I got it where I was going. Looking at it, playing it as far blonde. These skills you pick up playing with other people and working with other people, and I'd say probably about 90+% of the people I've played music with don't read music, don't write charts. So you're pretty much learning the song listening to a demo tape. So you have to learn by ear completely, not even seeing it. And then learn it more by watching them play it. And then maybe learn it better when they realize that they're playing it not the way they mean to. Or whatever. It's just an interesting thing. So that's why you got to develop that. The reading thing, the reading notes thing, that's useful for actual composition and writing out things. And it's useful if you're playing classical guitar with other classical guitar players, or you're playing with piano players. You're playing with other people that are also reading music off a page. In jazz settings, you would probably be more likely you wouldn't be reading the whole chord. You'd get a chart on top that says the fingerings, if you're lucky or unlucky, but more often than not, you just get a thing that says the name of the chord. That's where having a bunch of different ways to play the same chord comes in handy. And believe me, you can on a guitar. You know, you got C, 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 whatever, right? And many different ways to play the same scale or notes. That's why I hate tab. Tab limits you to whatever way they wrote it out, and it's not always the best way. It might have you doing some crazy leap like which sounds all right. You could do it, but there's a much more efficient way. Should be going. Then you can go. And, you know, and there's like changing chords really fast. If you're not moving a lot of fingers around, you go like, you do this. And the only change is you just move a couple fingers, right? You know, this stays here, that becomes, and then you just go. You really only move this finger to here. Grab an F, go, or G, efficient movement. It's about minimal. Make it easy on yourself, really. There's potentially better people that are better at like figuring out certain fingerings or other things than I am, but I don't know, I just picked up a lot of practical stuff just dinking around, or having a little bit of knowledge of piano or other instruments, bass, which is played similarly and tuned similarly to a guitar, except the bass, it's just these 4 strings but lower. So that helps, like, someone might be playing a song. I don't have this note, but there's a song by Joy Division that's just like up an octave. Run into a lot of similar chord patterns within songs, right? Word Up, All Along the Watchtower. Baby, around the world, a new thing to show to all the boys and girls in the world. Actually, it's probably, it's a higher key, but it's word up, baby, that's the one. No matter when you say it, you'll be on. Pretty please. Like all kinds of bells and whistles played on top, but then there's like touch my heart, and Ramones have a song called "I Just Want to Have Something to Do," which is this. I don't wanna be with anyone else. I just wanna be with you. I just wanna have something to do tonight. 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 Alright. Hey, now, and Joy Division has a song where the bass is going. They walked in line, they walked in line, they walked in line, they walked in line. It's like, and I have a song that says, and there's also, we want the airwaves, we want the airwaves, we want the airwaves, baby, what is gonna stay alive, oh yeah. Blitzkrieg Bob, which is just, so you're learning chord structure, playing. That's how I learned. And then it goes into hey, oh, let's go shoot it. Coming Up in Bleed's a great, simple tune, right? It's with B minor, D major, and then goes. I've been pushed around so long. They've been trying to buy my son. Oh, yeah. You listen to stuff and it's like, oh, it's just these chords repeating themselves. Cool. B minor, D, A. 2, 1, 5. So you play the notes of a B minor scale, which you find in the chord. You go. Play up here too, which is minor chord. It's like all the notes you play in a pentatonic. But anyway, so there's other songs that I've learned, like this song called "Loose" by the Stooges that he's just playing. He's just moving this part up, and he's playing along with it. So it sounds. So he ends up doing. There's another one called "I Want to Be Your Dog," which is like. Plays the octave between these notes, and he's going. Another one, it's called "No Fun" when he's doing. No fun, my babe. No fun. No fun, my babe. No fun. Another day. Baby, stay. And then he goes, baby, stay out. Baby, stay home. Maybe call Ron on the telephone. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. No fun to be alone. To be alone. To be alone. I say come on. I say come on, Ronnie. I say learn these chords, man. You could play it. A, D, E major. And all he's really doing is and it sounds cool. That's sort of like the blues, really. You know? Other blues kind of things, you gotta go for the both to go. Just bring it up here. Like, you know, like AC/DC. Just like F or D. G. Yeah. With the highway, the speed limit. I don't know what's gonna be my way. I'm on a highway to I'll tell you wrong. It's a lot of use of open chords, man. Everyone uses them forever. Well, Maggot Brain, which is a song I talk about all the time. Arpeggiating, right? It's like. C minor here, D major here, up here to the E shape of the minor. You bring everything up one fret, so bring this note in. And it's like, it's all that key, it's like. That's all the notes of the G major chord, but just turning an E. These are just modes. I think about it, but I don't. I have a blues, right? It's like. Chord shapes, more chords than scales. Or here, you hear that? Because just remember, you don't play. You play natural. I mean, these are things I don't know how to explain. Just pick it up. Or, you might have some riff that's out of this chord. And I play. Go to this chord, which if you want to bend, because of that in there, you want to. Use of your E-shaped minor, G-shaped major. Anyway, yeah, I don't know, just make this plain. I'll share it anyway. Ask questions. But what you want to be doing now is mostly playing the assignments. I'm kind of talking about what the assignments give you the power to do later, and exploring the neck to get used to the idea of the sounds, how the sounds and shapes work together. Like this. The open C and the open D really have more to do with fretting than actually being a different chord, different shape altogether. Whatever. Anyway, but yeah, just you go and learn all the basic stuff and the basic chords the book's telling you to do, the chords the book's telling you to do, and the practice regimen that's appropriate, which I think is like 40 minutes for an 8-year-old, and it goes up a little bit more as you get older. At some point, you can practice all day and night, but that's a long time away from now. You just do what you can. Learn a little bit at a time, slowly, because it just takes time. Like anything else, it takes time to just be able to play the pick and have it sound any good. Then it takes time to be able to do this with a pick. And it takes even more time to go. might take years to develop that kind of control. It's worth trying to do. It's worth trying to learn how to finger pick. You see a lot of players, they might have like picks on their fingers, like, and that's one way to play country and country blues and stuff, and banjo or whatever. I tend to use, because I took a classical guitar player class, I tend to more use my fingertips like this. You're really supposed to grow out fingernails, but I never do, so I learned. And a lot of that you pick up like reading books. Like I learned how to play classical guitar. Alfred Classical 3, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was the assigned book, and there was a lot of, kind of stuff. Stuff, that kind of thing, right? So you learn how to, you learn your strings, and reading that, which develops the dexterity to go. You just stick around with that. Thunderstruck was an Angus Young warm-up. There's really no wrong, you just want to get your hands moving, controlled, and it's all muscle. It's all training your hands to do something they don't want to do. I'm actually holding the guitar probably technically wrong. The classical way is like here, and the more rock, I guess, is more like this. And sometimes people have the guitar like down so low it's at their freaking knees. I don't know how they can play like that, because you're making it so hard, because you're having to learn how to play this stuff way down here, and you're like, and your hands really don't want to move, and you can hurt yourself. It really has to do with this kind of thing. Gives you, and like blind Gary Davis played like that too. You have your stuff close here, like this kind of angle. And then because it lets your hand move up and down the neck with the thumb, not up here. Sometimes you do it for songs, but you don't really do it up. You do it behind. It's like more this kind of thing. I don't know. I don't think about it anymore, but you don't want your thumb to come up here, because it also makes it harder to play anything. Having it down here. And just putting enough pressure on the strings. Actually, I was playing a suspended 4-chord. Use those a lot too. Pinball Wizard. There it is. I'm playing not technically correct, but the concept I'm trying to explain, not the tune itself. I think it's copyrighted. Yeah, so I tend to do that, too. Get like that. I don't know why. Just hold it where your thumb is kind of behind your index finger. These fingers are doing. Like that. Yeah, kind of. And then I still hold the strings down way too hard. You go like, and the tendency is to do that when you're beginning, because you're having trouble getting it. Your fingers to do it, you push them down really hard to make sure it's done. It's like, right? And that's actually not helpful. It's like, try to find a way to just play light. Your fingers kind of like gliding over the strings, but kind of you go back and forth chords, or do this. Which I actually used for a song. I was sitting there going. I think that's a 1 to 3. And that's why it just sounds good. It sounds cool. That's why I did it. Oh, that's cool, right? So then I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, what do I do next? I know. Which after about 3 minutes, it starts to hurt. So I just do this instead, play the power chords. I wrote a song decades ago where it's like, my hands just I was playing, right, and I was like, and then I don't know why I did, but I went from this voicing to here, this voicing to here, and I was like, what chords are those, right? So I knew this was part of this. And it's like you go up to here, and then I realized it was actually an F sharp major chord that you can play it like this, and then it's to, which is actually that. Went even further up, going. And then I went from here. Like the intro. So as an intro, then I went just played the chords. The changes. Didn't necessarily know what the chords were, I just knew it sounded good. That's kind of where a lot of ideas come from anyway. Oh, this sounds cool. Other things, oh, this sounds cool. I'll go from here. the sound. What key is it in? It's like I'm like, I don't know. Do I have to care? Not really. Just play, major scales over this stuff, pretty much, or stuff like it. I just kind of, I don't really think about it, which doesn't help you, but I mean, I do, but it's like my hands kind of just fall into the right notes without me thinking about it, because I've been just doing it. And it's kind of a long-term goal. Is like when you're playing, you're not thinking, what am I playing? What chord am I playing? What scale am I playing? You're just playing and just letting it flow. And that's the whole thing. And what gets you there is all the nuts and the bolts, the scales, the arpeggios, the modes, the inversions, getting your hand shapes together, all the nuts and bolts, all the thing, knowing your key signatures and knowing the cycle of fifths, fourths, knowing how to play through those, all that kind of stuff just takes as long as it takes, and doing what the teacher's saying and following those rules first, learning the guidelines of one of the rules. They're more like guidelines and rules, the things that are commonplace, that are used everywhere. And then you can just completely break them, which is its own thing, where you like learn to play just whatever you're feeling, your emotions, raw emotions, and you're not necessarily playing in a key or not. Playing crazy slide notes for effect. Playing for like things to add drama to it. It's like there's a song that a friend of mine once wrote. It's like the chords are pretty much. I ended up playing bass on it, so I'm like. To it, so it was like on. That's stuff I picked up listening to records and trying to figure out what the bass player was doing. It's kind of, I mean, that's useful to know how to play bass and guitar. I kind of did both at the same time, but you can play like bass lines on a guitar. They sound different, but I learned a lot about bass playing from like Joy Division, Lemmy. The guy who played in Creedence Clearwater Revival did a lot of country. whatever, right? It's like I played kind of a cowboy riff, not too dissimilar from what you hear on Bonanza for subject matter. Actually what's being played is E minor to C. So it's like there's another song that she wrote. It was like God in a vacuum. I mean, her songs are depressing as hell. Okay, right. Anyway, about 9/10 of them were in A to G. So I had to come up with something to make it interesting to keep playing. So I ended up playing a bass line up here. So it was like, it ended up being like, and I get the idea. It's like, I knew, like, the power chord, you work with that. It really does. It's the power chord. It doesn't have any kind of third in it, so you don't have this third, or this third, or this third, or this third. It's just which has its own kind of power. Power, right? Is it your thing? It's like a bag of tricks. It's just a bag of tricks from years of playing. You just pull out. Things like that, You're like, or just E minor to E minor. Sounds cool, Use that for free. What's the other one? You do this too. This E minor. you know, different voicing is, it just allows you flavor tones. Which I ended up playing over a chord progression, which is like. Another one's a chord progression like this. This open sound. You get a cool thing like which is actually these chords with this note open. Yep, you can have access to all of these. Bass player, anyone. My other friend went. All over that. But you find these little things and you go, what about this? What about that? So it just comes from playing a long time. It comes from experimenting to, like, what if I do this? What does it sound like? What happened or mistake? I mean, I played this chord. I don't even, by accident, when I was trying to play this, a different chord entirely. And I wrote an intro to a song that way. The song itself is like inversions. I was like, oh, you can do this. Following the A major scale, but kind of, but you're playing actually not. You can do both. Finger exercise. doing it. But it's like, oh, what's this? Oh, it's teaching me something. What can I use it in? Oh, I remember that bit from this song. I'll use that. You know, House of the Rising Sun. They call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of me. And I knew I'm one. My mother was a tailor. I think I'm playing that wrong. I think it is that. Or is it? I don't know. I never can remember, but anyway, I should. E7. It starts out. So I learned from the animals who learned it from someone else, who learned it from someone else, who learned it from someone else. It's an old song. It's a very old song. But it's beautiful and fun to play and sing, and it lets you just wail chords, notes, and sing, and really sing out with passion. Play that song for years. Learn. Well, I ended up learning, just messing around like an accord for hours. Just teaching my hand how to play, you know, like. Or something, yeah. Going up to the A major, A minor 7. Or this A minor 7. Or both. Anyway. You don't know, you know. We're going. Quick stuff like in reggae. Punk songs, that kind of thing. Emotional blackmail. You know, it's stuff the basic way, moving around. And then there's other more complicated chords and you're moving them around. Like this. It's a double note, sorta. It's a triple. It's also the basis of go to this chord, do that kind of. Just shares these two, and this also worked over it. Do like. This. It's a way of doing 2-5-1 and changing the keys. Minimal change in your fingering. Other things are interesting. You can do this. Major 7, bring everything up. It's a half diminished 7. And those chords can be played three notes apart. You know that? No. The Django used that stuff. Other than you play a major 7 chord. Here, you do the same thing. Lead sounding half diminished chord. You can go back and forth. And that's just, oh, what can I do? Just messing around. And I've done so much of that, just over the years, just going, oh, that's this chord. Oh, but change these fingers around, it's this chord. Oh, change these fingers around, and it's a completely different chord altogether. And it's like, just these 4 strings, you can play 2 different chords. You play actually more than that. You play the G. Whoops. The G, not the 4th fret, the 3rd fret. Look. An E minor 7. That's an E minor. And you change this one out. That's the C major 3-note thing you learned in the book. And you learn this one. And it's just shapes, right? And just know that if you want to play an augmented, root 3, 5, sharp 5, I believe. Anyway, that's just more advanced stuff. Don't really use it much. This A minor to E major is always a great sound. fingers like finger picking. Yeah, I had a friend, man. Just wrote this really complicated structure of just but using these chords. So she did a lot of it's like it took me so long to learn how to play it, and I haven't played it in so long. I haven't played that song in years, probably about 25 years. So the fact I can remember it at all is amazing. But that's kind of what happens. You go, how did this go? And it's like, and if you're not playing something all the time, you forget, because your brain only can hold so much information at any given time. That's why beginning you don't want to play too long and burn out, and then you don't, it just messes it all up. So follow the rules, follow everything you're told. I'm just kind of riffing right now, which is also an effective way to learn, is to riff and remember things. I think he goes, it's easier to do on a steel string, but it's just going up the chord, just going up using E shapes, man, really. C up here, D up here. You could even do a C. A C. Damn it. I get thrown off on classic guitars, and I shouldn't, but I get used to seeing a white line. Not just a dot, but an actual line to, you could add them, I suppose, to know where I am. So it's like, not having them there, it's easy to accidentally hit the wrong note, and then it's like, but I know enough to know it's wrong and fix it. It's like, oh wait, no, it's this. I've been playing over 40 years, and I make mistakes all the time. I probably made boatloads today while making this. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know, maybe we should stop now. I'm burning out. I've probably gone on way too long. You know, too many tangents. I'm just figuring this out. I haven't really done this before either, so I've watched videos online, but I've never made any. I've recorded myself playing, but this is a whole different thing, so yeah. Alright, I'm done.
Good.